Hello beauties, it's Brittany and welcome back to my channel today. I am enjoying a drink today in my I just want to drink wine and pet my dogs mug. Also, I had a little incident. I got a gel manicure set for Christmas and I was attempting to take my gel off and kind of destroyed my pinky finger, so we're just gonna let that heal with a little bit of Mickey Mouse love and move past it. This is way later in the day than I normally film, and I'm kind of excited because I have this like different vibe going on. I mean, I'm enjoying a drink instead of a coffee, not that I drink every night, but you know what I'm saying. I thought it would be so fun, and I actually filmed this video once before and was missing like 2/3 of the footage, so decided today is the day I'm going to refilm this video because I had a blast and the look turned out really awesome. So this is going to be a bougie makeup look. I'm going to use my Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette because I feel like Tati Glam Life Guru all about the glam, so that's what we're going to do today. I have some Charlotte Tilbury products that I've been testing out over the last few weeks, like the foundation. I have the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Love this stuff. We'll get to that when I apply it. I also picked up a new shade of the Jeffree Star concealer. This is in the shade C7. This matches me a lot better than C4, and it didn't come broken. If you remember that fiasco, then comment below. But this is gonna be all high-end goodness today. Generally, I like to have a mix when I'm doing my tutorials because sometimes you just need to get down to the good old drugstore and save yourself some dollars, but today's bougie. So let's see if I can attempt a full video recording session without missing clips. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to first start by priming my eyelids. I like to do kind of priming situation first. So I'm going to apply this to the eyelids. I'm almost out of this. This is the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. It is a really good eyeshadow base, but the drugstore has really stepped it up when it comes to eyeshadow primers, so pick you up like the Wet n Wild one is fantastic. Milani has a really good one, but for bougie's sake, we're using the NARS one. Curl my eyelashes. And actually, before I get into face primer, I'm going to do my brows super quickly. I use the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 2.75. I'll try to film it, but brows make me anxious, so I might need to stop the camera. I brought you nice and close so that you could see the eyeshadow look. As mentioned, I am going to use my Tati Beauty eyeshadows. I did a full first impression on this palette and a little look, so if you didn't see that, I will have it linked in the cards and in the information bar below. But here is the palette in all its glory. If you watch Tati's channel, you know that there are rows for each shade name, and then a column for the finish. I've played with this palette a lot. I love it. The quality is literally outstanding, like to die for, and I'm excited to see what we come up with today. Let's just play. Generally, I start with Soothe, but I think today, just for funsies, let's start with Story and see what happens. These shades are so blendable, so smooth, so pigmented. I'm using my Scott Barnes 62 brush because this brush gives me life. So I tried something today. I actually shaved my my peach fuzz off with like one of those, let me show you, with one of these kind of razor guys. So I've actually been thinking of going and getting a facial that is microblading, and so I thought I would try it myself at home, just like with a very cheaper alternative. Not the same at all, but I do really like the like very clean look that my face has with it. Do you see how nice those shadows blend out? Like, they're just so seamless. I am taking Aurora Matte and I'm going to place this right under the brow bone just to kind of blend things out there, as well as kind of carve out the brow bone ever so slightly. I did a little bit with concealer, but not much at all. And I have very small eyelids, so this is a nice opportunity for me to make sure the shadows don't get up too high on the lid, so that when I open, you can kind of still see the shades, but it's not so high up that it's touching my brow bone. So I have built up Story Matte a little bit more with some more intensity, a little bit more boom. And I think I want to do like a smoky look with this Story row. Like I want to stay in this Story range. I'm going to maybe bring a little bit of Soothe kind of right above Story just to help things blend out a little bit. Yes, I like that. I like what I'm doing. I like what I'm seeing. Let's keep it up. So I kind of did the reverse of what I normally do. I normally do Soothe first and then Story, but I'm doing the opposite today. Just taking a baby wipe to clean things up. I'm not gonna be as like straight as I normally am because I kind of want this look to be smoky. This is the Scott Barnes 63 brush. I'm just again using Matte Aurora to make sure the brow bone is nice and highlighted. Now I'm going to start building up Ritual and Memory Matte on the outer corner to really intensify the look because I want it to be quite smoky and quite dramatic. So now that I have Ritual Matte and Memory Matte built up on that outer corner, packed on and then blended out, I spend a bit of time here and just blend things because this is when blending is so important, because once we put a bunch of shimmer and glitter on the eyelid, we're not going to want to blend a whole lot because then we're going to get a bunch of fallout, and that we do not want. So make sure you have things blended out just as you would like on the eyelid right now. And then I'm going to cut the crease. I'm going to use my Jeffree Star Concealer in the shade C4, which is very light. And I'm taking a very tiny concealer brush. And I'm going to place it and then open my eyelid. And wherever it kind of goes up to, that's where I'm going to blend the concealer. That's the little tip I learned for working with hooded eyelids. So I'm going to take that same brush, I think, and Metallic Story and pack that on my brush and then spritz my brush with MAC Fix Plus. Now these metallics are pretty magical on their own, but I personally love to add Fix Plus. It gives every shadow like an extra oomph. And I'm taking this on the very inner corner of the eyelid space and blending it inward. Don't know why I'm so weird. Oh my god, this shadow is amazing. Amazing. So you'll see I haven't brought it all the way onto the eyelid space. I still have that middle portion kind of carved out. I think I'm gonna go in with, I can't decide if I want Poet Sequin or Story Sequin. Let me swatch them side by side and see. Because I feel like using Poet might add a fun, interesting aspect to the look. So I'm going to do that. I always need to do something out of the box, don't I? It's really interesting. It has this blue reflex to it. Ooh, I'm going to have to do lots of cleanup. Good thing I didn't put my primer on. I'm also trying to like marry those two together. So I'm going to go with my finger into Metallic Story and kind of start to marry them together. Just gonna kind of run my finger over all of it just to kind of blend it out. Oh, that's so pretty. There's fallout galore on my face right now, but we'll take care of that, don't you worry. And I'm going to go in with my liquid liner now before I go in with the glitter, because I have found that these glitters, they're very concentrated. So going over them with the liner isn't very easy. And this is the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen, and it's actually not as rich of a black as I would expect this to be, but we're gonna make it work today. Now time for the fun. I'm gonna take the Glitter in Story and place that on my eye. I feel like this is actually the glitter that I have used most, and I think I mix it with Aurora, but today we're just gonna pack this on the eyelid. Oh, just with my finger. I don't use any like sticky base or anything with these glitters. I just simply place them on the eye. Yes. Okay, it's cleanup time. BRB. Lots of cleanup and a fresh bandage later. I am ready for some mascara. I'm going to use the Lancome Hypnose Drama mascara today and hope that more fallout does not appear on my face. Do you guys remember when this was my holy grail mascara? Using it now is reminding me how much I love it. Just gives me everything I'm looking for in a mascara. We did get some more fallout, so I'm just cleaning that up. I think we're done with the eyes for now, so I'm going to zoom you out a little bit and we can get to the rest of the face. I'm going to prime the skin with the Cover FX Gripping Primer. Now this is a primer that has like a very tacky feel to it. It's very interesting, and I do really like this primer actually. I've been trying to figure out if primer is something that actually works in my routine, and this is one of them that I feel like definitely helps grip my foundation onto the skin a little bit better than just like a moisturizer. It makes your skin super tacky. Do you see that? Boop, boop. So for contouring today, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, and this is in the shade Fair Medium, and I really do enjoy this contour. I hate the fact that it kind of gets dirty around the applicator part of it. It's just not perfectly designed, I feel. And I'm still seeing glitter on my face. Well, now it's just gonna be part of me. It's fine. It's fine. I'm cool with it. It's whatever. This is definitely a different shade than my Chanel Tan de Chanel. And it doesn't show through the foundation as well, especially when I'm using a full coverage foundation like the one I'm about to use, the Charlotte Tilbury one. And it dries pretty quickly, so you wanna work with it fast. When I see her use that on her Instagram, she uses it over foundation most of the time, I think. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I have the shade 2 Natural, which I got that shade based off of the little quiz that I did on her website. The packaging of this is absolutely stunning, and I have worn this a few times, and I actually think it's pretty comparable to my Believe foundation that I tried from Dollar General, video listed in the information bar below, but the finish is actually super similar. So I'm going to apply it today, and then I'll do like a side-by-side with each of the foundations so that you can see for yourself. This foundation has a very strong fragrance, so if that's something you feel like you're very sensitive to in your foundation, or just products that you put on your skin in general, either you can't stand the actual physical smell of it, either you actually can't stand the smell of it, or it irritates your skin. It is definitely something that you want to keep in mind if you are interested in this foundation, because it does have quite a strong fragrance. So this foundation does leave the skin with a very full coverage look. My lips are looking very dull. This foundation leaves the skin with a very flawless, full coverage look to the skin. Definitely something that's not for anyone looking for like a light BB cream or a tinted moisturizer, but as the name indicates, it is a airbrush looking foundation. It says stays all day and night, and I actually wore this on, what did I wear it for? Christmas. I wore it for Christmas, and it lasted a really, really long time on the skin. The first time I wore it, it oxidized like crazy. It got very, very pink, and my neck and my face did not match at all. So when I use this, I make sure to bring it down a little bit lower than I would any other foundation, just in case I get any oxidation. Now I'm going to conceal under the eyes with my Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer. I have the shades C7 and C4. C4 was the first one I purchased. It's very, very light on the skin. So I picked up C7. It definitely matches my skin perfectly. I'm very excited that I picked up a darker shade because I wanted it to like highlight and conceal, so the combo of the two is perfect. I love this shade range because it is so diverse. Like, I am in C7. That's crazy because I am definitely very, very fair, but I'm not as fair as they get. So great that there's versatility in the shades. So I use C7 kind of on the very inner corner and outer corner here, and then I take C4 and I use that on the very middle part of my eye, underneath my eye, to kind of help brighten things up a little bit. And then I'll even take this down the nose, maybe a little itty bitty bit in the middle of the forehead and on the sides of the face. But a little bit goes a long way with this, so I don't go too crazy. Now the under eye area is nice and concealed. I'm a little highlighted down the center of the face, blended that out with my beauty blender. I'm going to go in with my NARS Soft Matte Cream Concealer in the shade Light 25 Creme Brulee, which I've said this a million times. It's a slightly too dark for my complexion, but I have yet to pick up a lighter one because I'm one of those people, like, I need to finish something before I buy something else. So I'm just trying to use this up so that I can pick up the lightest shade, but it is a amazing concealer for spot concealing, like blemishes or scars that you might have. Definitely amazing coverage and gets the job done. So once that's all blended out, and if I find like that concealer, because it is too dark, isn't blending in with my skin perfectly, I will go in with whatever foundation I'm using and slightly blend things out with that foundation, since that's what I have all over the skin. And I feel like when I do that combo, my skin is very, very perfected. Everything is very, very blended out and seamless. So love the finish that this is giving me, and I'm actually really digging the nose contour. I feel like highlighting down the center of the nose definitely helped with that. So before I go in with any powder, I'm actually going to use the Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 2, which is gorgeous on the skin. Gives the skin such a natural, beautiful highlighted look. Like, if you want to look healthy and glowing from within, this is definitely a product that will do that for you. And I'm just taking it on my beauty blender and just putting that kind of on the high points of my face, but not really being so precise with it. I'm just kind of getting it there and then blending it out. Do you see how like wet and glorious this highlighter is? Oh, I love it. I kind of go in a C shape, starting at the very tip of the cheekbone and then up onto the temple. And it wouldn't be a bougie makeup look if I didn't use two different kinds of setting powders. So I'm gonna take my Jeffree Star powder in the shade Translucent and make sure the under area is very blended out. I was just about to use the butt of the blender, but I used that for my highlighter, so I don't wanna do that. I'm gonna look down, make sure all the creases are out of my eyes. I hope you can't hear that truck backing up right now. I'm using this under the eyes because, one, it's beautiful under the eyes, but two, I'm going to go in with lower lash shadow, and I want to be able to dust away any fallout. So I'm going to let this sit and then do my eyeshadow. So a powder that I started using again recently is the Makeup Forever HD powder. So first I'm going to brush away the Jeffree Star from underneath the eyes. Smells amazing. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush with the HD powder, and the less you use of this, the better off you are. I'm going to make sure the wrinkles on my forehead are nice and blended out before I go in with powder. And I'm just going to dust this on the skin. I'm just kind of starting in towards the center of the face and then blending out. Not going to go right on the cheekbones because I put a powder or a highlighter there, and I don't really want to fully cover it up, but I do want to make sure I'm setting anywhere I put the face concealer so that that concealer is nice and set in place. And that's it. The less, the better. Not something I do every day, but I'm going to take my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders on a Sigma Tapered F35, and I'm just going to lightly dust this right under the eyes. I don't know why I'm doing accents today. Sometimes I do that. I'm weird, I know. Let's do a little lip action. I'm going to line the lips with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pin Up Pink Hollywood Lips. I'm going to use a brush to apply this. Well, that's gorgeous and complements this look very well. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs Tantastic with a huge Morphe M527 brush. And I'm just going to warm up the whole face with this bronzer. I even kind of just brush it along the cheeks because I want it to look like I just got back from a nice vacation, or it's not the middle of winter where I live. I just want to look a little warmer. And we already contoured with the cream contour before foundation, so this isn't really contour, it's just warming up the face. Oh, I have to take these out. It is killing my ears. But I cannot stand to have my hair in my face while I'm doing my makeup. So I had a blush pulled out that I was going to use, but now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Matte Story and Matte Poet from the Tati Beauty palette. Yes, you heard me correctly. I'm going to use the eyeshadows as blush. Let's just start with a little bit of Story first and see what happens. I feel like somewhere along the way my foundation came up. So let's see how we can repair this. Thought it would be nice because my eyeshadow would match my complexion this way. And it would give me a chance to see if these could actually be used as blushes. I've used the Aurora shade as a highlighter before, but never the eyeshadows as blushes. It seems to be working though. I'm going to take a dab of Poet just to warm things up. Yeah, my foundation on my cheeks is lifting. That's disappointing. I'm going to take the blush I was going to use, the Dior Flash Blush, and just see if I can marry things together well enough. Okay, I'm not sure what happened here, but my foundation on my cheek lifted, so that does not look great. I'm not sure if maybe using such a little amount of the Makeup Forever HD powder caused the creams to lift, like right here on my cheek. So that's really annoying, but what are we gonna do about it? I'm gonna take just a clean brush and blend things out, just in an attempt to marry everything together. Bring them all in a relationship. The blush, the bronzer, you know the drill. And you know, I was going to use my Becca highlighter, but I might as well just go into the Tati palette and use Aurora as my face highlight. Aurora Metallic is the one that I use. I've done this a few times now and it's gorgeous. I'm going to take it under the brow as well. Down the nose, Cupid's bow. It's fabulous. I am gonna put the hair back again and then spray it with a all-nighter spray. For the gloss on the lips, I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs. I think this is like sugar pill or something like that. I'll have it linked down below. So even though it covers up the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood lip, I don't care. I'm so all about that gloss right now that I need a juicy, glossy lip. I'm gonna do some mascara and lashes, and I will be back for the final look. Well, here you go. This is my super bougie look. I am in love. The Tati Beauty palette is literally the most amazing palette I've used maybe ever or in a really long time. Every time I use it, I just love the look that I come up with, and I've done very simple looks where I just put a little bit of matte soothe in the crease, a little bit of Aurora on the lid or on the inner corner, and it looks amazing. A palette that I've actually picked up recently and have been playing with here and there is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. I'm spilling things. So if you know Charlotte Tilbury's shadows at all, you know that she has these colors that are like shimmery pops. And this is a palette full of that. And I've been loving playing with this. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this one right here on a brush. Typically I use these with my fingers, swept all over the lid, but I want to make this inner corner be seen from space. So I'm gonna really go ham in there. I have yet to use this really dark one down here, but I am excited for the day when that happens. I've used the pink one. Oh my god, gorgeous. Love this palette so much. Also have really loved the foundation for days when I want a really full coverage foundation. But like I said, I'm gonna put a clip side by side of that next to the Believe Beauty foundation, which is $5 at Dollar General, and you can kind of just see for yourself if they look similar to you. The finish looks super, super similar to me in person. I love to experiment with eyeshadows as face colors or face colors as eyeshadows. I think it's so fun to get outside of the little box that we can all tend to draw for ourselves when it comes to makeup. But makeup is very much something that you should feel free to experiment with and try things that you maybe have never seen anybody do before and just see what happens, see how it goes. That's when really innovative, fun ideas are created. So using the eyeshadows as a blush today wasn't going super well at the beginning. I did have to blend a little bit more than I would if it were an actual blush, but that's to be expected because it's an eyeshadow. But I really personally love to take the color that I'm using as my blush in the crease of the eye or the bronzer color in the crease, or use the highlight that I've used on the face on the inner corner. I like to create some cohesion with the looks that I have on my face. I feel like it gives the look an overall more balanced appearance, and it's something that I tend to do day to day when I'm creating makeup looks. But I really love this, the Flawless filter in the shade 2. It's a little more pink tone than I was anticipating, but I do love the look overall. And the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer is one that I've had in my collection for a while, but because it's a little bit darker, I was hesitant to use it. But since I started using it, oh my gosh, it's amazing for blemishes. The matte word in it kind of scared me because I didn't want to draw drying attention to the blemish, but wow, the finish of this is very skin-like and it covers amazing. Every time I do my face and I use the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, I love the end result, but I just don't reach for it day to day. So I really need to start reaching for it more often because I love the finish that it gives my skin. Check out the description bar for links to every single product that I used in today's video, as well as some other videos referenced in this video. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you are not already. Also ring that notification bell because YouTube is weird. It makes you ring a bell even if you're subscribed. It's very odd. I don't understand it either. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.